What's up, everybody? My name
If
is
you
Game
say
Over, and welcome back to Tales of Algerath. The last session before the finale of Tales of Algerath. The finale is gonna take place after, in between like 3 sessions. So we got like 3 sessions of the finale. So it's gonna be a three-parter. But this is like the last setup for the final confrontation in Tales of Algerath, and I'm excited, but in order to get to
I'm
that, we have
here.
to get through this session. Hello, Raz.
Relief is here. I'm gonna fight an entire ship of 1,000 people, and I did not bring any AoE spells. I think.
So, we were meant to start 4 minutes ago, so
Nah,
we
that
may
won't
as
be a
well begin
problem.
now. So, would everybody please meet me in the campaign room?
Hello.
There we go. You're in.
You're in. Ta-da.
Alright.
People.
There we go. Everyone's in. I also forgot to tell you guys to say hello, lovely adventurers.
No, I will not say hello.
You have to say hello. It's mandatory.
I refuse.
Hello.
I will say goodbye.
Also, make sure to change the text thing to campaign chat.
Think I know where it goes.
There we go. We got Fang Brew in here. Alright, so, last time on Tales of Algerath, you guys went to Waterloo to realize that it was being attacked by pirates. You have learned from the Queen that the pirates have been attacking at the same time every single day, and every day there are... Ooh, Digger's here. Hello, Digger.
Hey,
What was the
girl.
guy's name again? The one
The fabled Digger Bick.
Digger.
that didn't give me my money?
Digger, is your mic dead?
No.
Alright, cool. You
Something
weren't
was up
here.
for a
You
moment
weren't
there.
here last session, were you?
Was it the session where we
Yeah,
defeated
basically,
pirates?
You're fighting pirates
I
now.
I beat a pirate in a pirate
And
duel, and then he
also-
got really
And
salty.
also, yeah, Nimble's not here. I don't know what happened to Nimble. Nimble's somewhere.
Yeah.
He's here when he wants to be. He's in.
sounds like a friend of mine.
He's in
who-
the other.
who
He's
I-
in the other world with his Patreon, hanging out with his kid. So that's where Nimble is.
He's smoking drugs with his patron and his child.
He's hanging out with his Patreon. and his
Never
child.
mind.
Listen
Never
with
mind.
your
Ad-friendly,
ears.
ad-friendly, ad-friendly.
Drugs?
Anyway, last time on Tales of Algerath, you guys went to Waterloo and realized that it was being attacked by pirates. You helped solve the pirate crisis. However, you've learned from the Queen that these pirates have been coming every single day at the same time and then leaving shortly after the battle has started. And every single time they come back, there are more and more people fighting against the kingdom. So the kingdom has hired the Adventurers Guild to help out, offering gold for whoever's in the Adventurers Guild. However, you guys did not sign up, so no gold for you.
So, who's the guy that's currently helping defend? I want his
That
name.
is John.
Lied about being bad with cannon.
But everyone is John.
Raz, Kane, and John all kind of bonded over the fact that they're all in the Adventurers Guild. And then Fang Pru decided to yeet his way into the ocean and swim all the way to where the pirates were at, which probably my fault because I didn't say that was a long flippin' way away. I just said that as Al spotted the pirates, so my bad on that. So he should have gone exhaustion because he swam all night, and then when he got to the ships started moving to go and attack the Waterloo again. And he also learned that, and told you guys, that the pirates' plan is that they were hired by the Kingdom of Justice to plant this black goo in the sewer system of Waterloo.
Doesn't seem very justifiable.
And I made a hole in the big ship. Yes, you made a hole in the big ship, and it is slowly
I
sinking.
was fighting off the entire crew.
Raz decided to teleport his way onto the ship and challenged the pirate captain to a duel where
Magnum's honor.
they danced,
They danced drunk, and then
they drunk,
and then I had to fight
danced,
off the entire crew.
and now Raz is 1v7ing a entire
Wait,
crew of pirates.
1v7? I
He's
thought it was
1v7ing.
1,000.
Yes,
1v1,000.
that's better.
Six of those is normal pirates, but one of those is the pirate captain. Meanwhile,
If he wins, he gets to say, "I'm the captain now."
Meanwhile,
so this is gonna be fun.
everyone else is back on the docks of Waterloo, kind of just watching this massive ship that has Raz kind of flipping on it.
Just breakdancing.
They saw Raz breakdancing because he was flipping on the ship, and they're all just thinking, "What's going on over there?"
I'm just imagining.
Just imagine a disguised skeleton breakdancing while wielding two swords, kind of like Mugen from Samurai Champloo.
You guys also know that there is a massive cannon that is underneath Waterloo that can only be activated by the necklace of the maid that you guys gave the Christmas present to. And they are planning to use it to demolish the pirate fleet. So, with us all being caught up, it is time to continue the story. So, what we're going to start with is that if we start with Raz 1v7ing a bunch of pirates, he's going to die. So I'm going to start with the rest of the party.
Either die or pull something out of my ass.
I'm going to start with the rest of the party to figure out how to not let Raz die.
I'm going to cast haste.
Don't go eat.
You're going to cast haste.
Never.
Yes. Then go all the way to Rags. Then cast Dispel Magic on the wand.
You're going to run on water?
From him. Huh?
You're going to run on water?
And did you forget that I have Long Strider 8 times as a spell storing item?
That still doesn't make me one on water.
So theoretically, I could be fast enough to run on water.
All right, you would have to do the math and tell me exactly. You would have to do the math and tell me exactly how fast you're moving in order for me. And if it's logical, if theoretically at that speed you could run on water, I will allow it.
I'm googling it.
What's 120 times 2?
120 times 2 is
240.
Yeah, 240.
That is my movement speed now.
240 transfer
and roads
to...
have a good dash option,
Feet
so...
per 6 seconds, just letting you know. That's a lot higher than people think it is.
Do you need to be to run on water? Science Channel says that Usain Bolt's speed tops at 10.4 meters per second. To run on water, you'd have to zip 3 times as fast, so around 30 meters a second. What's
all right?
feet?
Never mind, that's doable.
What's feet? Turn to meters.
I'm already on it. Also, divide 240 by 1 because meters per second. Well, by 6 actually.
All right, so your movement speed is 240. You're going 73.152 meters per second. I will say you can run on water.
Just try not to ram into.
You must also go.
So yes, you just see, but you can't stop on the surface to cast the spell. Yeah, you can't
one time.
If you start running on the water, you can't stop running. As soon as you stop, you'll go into the water.
Once I get into the ship, I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the wand. Specifically on the wand.
Wait.
Why?
You're casting Dispel Magic on the wand of Magic Miss All.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why the fuck? I'm not gonna even question that.
And then
Why in the name
I
of
would
God?
have 2 actions starting on my turn.
All right, so where are
With
you now?
on the ship right next to Raz.
All right,
Rags.
cool. All right, cool.
Rags.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
Quick question: is
Well,
this one visible?
Now, you see, I would
This is
be
very
so
important for the campaign.
down for camaraderie, but people just seem to be doing their own thing, you know.
A
Yeah.
lot of us apparently do that. By a
Apparently, I
lot,
know.
I mean a surprisingly large amount of people who are part of this party.
Yeah, you know, like
Ahem, ahem.
yeah. You know, it's tales of like Algerath, not tales of like Fenkru or tales of Leroy or, you know,
The point I was trying
tales
to go
of like
for
tales
was,
tales of Raz.
It's Tales of Algerath. It's about the land.
That's also
The
true.
land that harnesses.
Yeah,
There's a reason.
that's
There's
true.
a reason why I called it Tales of Algerath, and it's because this adventure wasn't meant to have a story. This was meant to be an
Right.
adventure where you do whatever the hell you want. You could spend the entire adventure fishing. That's what it was
Could I
supposed
be-
to be. Then all of a sudden, I
become a
gave it a
god?
story.
Could I become
And now we have to stop a terrorist plot.
Now all of a sudden, it's a plot to take over the entire land with ancient artifacts
With
that are hidden underneath
terrorism.
every single kingdom.
Yeah, we have wings. Like, did you guys forget that we have wings? Like, legitimately.
I don't.
Yes, I would
I
like to
don't.
get
we had
my
wings.
item and stop the pirates. The item you're carrying is the glasses, the see-through glasses, correct? I'm pretty sure he has the see-through glasses. Not that. Okay, which item?
Question: is Raz currently surrounded by the pirates, or is he standing on one side of the ship
He
and the
is
pirates are
surrounded by pirates.
I am surrounded by
Surrounded by
pirates.
He is surrounded by
Uh,
pirates with the pirate captain being in front of him on the front deck of the ship.
Oh no.
So
Well,
technically,
anyway.
technically, Digger, if you hit him with that sunbeam attack, and you manage to not only hit him but everyone around him, you'll kill them all, including Raz.
I mean, I could
I would probably be.
if I was
I can't even try to
mean.
calculate that.
Oh yeah, I should probably let everybody know. One of Raz's abilities is that when he reaches 0 hit points, if you put his head on any other skeleton body, he will return with full HP. So
Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't die.
I need to let you guys know that you can bring Raz back to life.
Well, I can
fireball.
just do it myself by just rolling my head on something.
proceeds not to do it. Puts his head on the box, closes the box, throws it on the ocean.
I wonder if Raz will be able to tank a full-blown explosion.
I think he should be able to.
It all depends.
He's not a wizard.
I mean, the item
He's not a
of
wizard,
promise
Harry.
is stronger than the katana. What item was that again? Fudge me.
Yeah, but
There is no
Harry
item
item
stronger
war.
than
Wait.
the-
Fudge.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
Yeah,
We don't do that anymore.
Dude, you read my mind, man. I was gonna say that.
Fang, yes, you can technically put Raz's head on a zombie as long as Raz's skull is connected to the skeleton of the zombie.
Just put me on the
Alright,
pirate
well,
captain's body or
Somebody
something.
doing something important. I would like to actually progress with the story.
So Fang is right
Yes.
now underneath the Waterloo Kingdom, chasing the pirates. The pirates are right now going into the sewer, and Fang's right now at the sewer gate. Meanwhile, Leroy is on the ship with Raz, confronting all the pirates. Kane, Digger, and Mino are on the deck grounds of Waterloo with the Queen and John.
Would I roll deception check to make Rags believe that the wand is still magical? Yeah, I'm gonna roll that.
Dispel magic isn't permanent. You realize that, right?
It is.
Especially on
an item.
magical item that strong.
It's literally a freaking
Do
wand.
you want me to
of
tell you a
magic
secret?
missile.
It's a wand of infinite 9th level spells. You realize that, right?
Dude, do you want me to tell you a secret?
Remember the
No,
shards?
don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Do you want me to tell you a secret, Leroy?
Don't tell him the secret.
We're not.
The wand of magic miss all is unaffected by dispel magic.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
No,
I
we're
mean,
good with
Infinite
that.
ninth
if
level
it were
spells, we're not
around us for
overpowering
this
it.
long, you'd figure it out eventually, right?
Yeah, I just wanted Raz to cast it, and for Leroy to just be, what the hell?
Yeah,
Anyway, so
you didn't think that through, did you?
Mino,
Wait, I have a question.
Mino, Kane.
What if he gets hit by dispel magic, since he's an undead?
Oh, you can technically knock me unconscious if I fail to save. Yes, you can do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like an
dispel
instant
magic
snooze
will
kill
kill
button.
Raz.
If
No.
you snooze.
It would just knock my ass out.
Yes.
What? Dispel magic would kill him or knock him out?
Dispel magic
Unconscious, not dead.
magic would knock him out because the reason why he's undead is because when he was alive he was carrying around a magic item that allowed him to turn into a skeleton upon death.
Yeah,
Oh.
skeleton.
Ah, like that
Exactly.
one devil fruit from One Piece.
Yes.
Exactly.
He's Brook.
Yeah.
Got it.
I
Pretty much.
I definitely planned that and definitely was
Wait,
thinking
he is a
about
bard
No,
Brook
he
at the
actually
time.
planned that. He actually went through that with
You
me.
definitely didn't plan that, that's for sure.
He didn't. He definitely planned that. I can
If
confirm.
I was telling, I'm gonna unveil the curtains right now. I forgot that Brook existed. I had. This is the only time that I realized the connection to Brook and Raz. Oh no!
Don't.
You just now realized this.
I only just realized it.
Anybody
You
doing
just begin
something
hearing
else?
the theme song to One Piece.
Just
This is a
yeet
pirate
the-
campaign
yeet
now.
the magic missile at me.
All right, so
And
what it Mino, Kane, and Digger, you guys are still on the pull of the ship. What do you want to do?
To be honest,
Anybody else
I-
wants to run off and do their own thing before we do this as a team, or are we good?
I
I know what
mean,
I'm gonna do one
I'm not one of
stupid
those
thing.
kind of things. How about we just...
I'm fine with splitting the party, but I'm not splitting the party 3 ways.
I was
A team and B
gonna
team got it.
say, how about we go about solving this problem before we go about the
take care of
rest
all
of the problem?
pirates first.
All right, now
Alright,
that
We
everyone has
have a
understood.
talked.
problem. Let's
All right,
deal
now
with
that,
it first.
Now that everyone has talked, Mino, your turn.
to be honest, my priority would be Waterloo, because otherwise, if we wait too long, they will simply plant the goo, and another kingdom will be lost.
Yeah, I vote to go deal with the goo on the sewers.
Yep. I think Rags and Leroy can
We have
2v7.
infinite ninth level spells, and I can cast sleep at the 8th level. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be fine.
it's
you?
not like they have like a 1,000. No, that's a 998 advantage in numbers against us.
And I'm pretty sure that
I like those odds.
you're motherfucking Leroy. Pardon my
And
French.
also, the ship is slowly sinking.
Oh, that's the easy part. I
So,
don't
how
need
many
to
ships are
breathe.
around us? You said there were
Also-
5 ships.
There
I'm
are
also
5 other ships apart from the big, massive ship.
How far apart they are?
They're roughly around 50 feet apart from each other.
Okay, I got an idea. A very stupid idea.
Now it's
What a
time for
good
Mino
idea.
to talk. Mino.
Wolf's handing the wand over. I'm down.
Mino.
I'm also confident enough that both you both either blow everything
We're-
up or simply
We're too
get
stupid to
out.
die. We'll be fine.
I'm
Did I
confident,
just hear
confident
you're
enough
too stupid to die?
Yes, that is
that
exactly
as well.
how to describe my character. Well,
Sounds like a good
Yo.
enough explanation for me. Proceeds to kick him into action.
Okay, so Digger, Kane, and Mino, am I safe to assume that you guys are trying to find a sewer grate to get into the sewer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so while you guys are doing that, let's do Leroy and Raz's fight. So, Leroy and Raz, roll initiative.
hooray!
While I roll initiative. Okay, now I have to ask the question again. Am I using my real life dice or the bot?
But
Either or.
I don't care anymore.
You don't care
Because
anymore? I'm allowed to use my dice.
Yes, go for it.
Well, considering that everyone else isn't fighting, I'm gonna use my dice.
Do it.
Let's break the game.
Swear to God, the first thing you roll is a nat 20.
It's probably gonna be a nat 20.
Initiative.
A nat 20 for initiative. Get out.
I rolled a nat 20. I rolled a nat 20.
You roll a nat 20 for initiative?
Yep.
All right, then Leroy's right now at the top.
it's
And guess
possible.
what? I have two
Penguins of
actions.
Madagascar. What?
Don't question it.
I need my
They
pencil
aren't
case
supposed
because
to
my
know
D.
that.
I need my pencil case because my D3 is stuck on the bottom.
I am gonna laugh at the D3.
Fudge
Because I'm
me,
pretty
it's
sure
stuck.
the lowest you can get on actual faces of a die is 4.
There we go.
It has 3 points, yet 4 sides.
All right, so I'm now gonna roll initiative. So Raz, what was your initiative number?
10. Sadly, no breakdancing yet.
Nah, there will be no need for
All right.
breakdance.
What is your armor class?
23.
97.
Did I put anything? Did I put anything for this?
Leroy,
Oh,
your
yeah,
armor
it didn't
class is
get medical
19,
secrets for this.
correct?
Nope. That's a 23.
23 for armor class. Okay.
Including shield or not including it?
Just your armor class right now. What is your total armor class?
Mine is 15.
Okay.
And because I forgot to get stud leather armor or any cool spells that boost AC or allow me to auto dodge.
Do you
No
want me
temporal
to
shock for me.
end the fight quick or drag it around 2 or 3 rounds?
And
I don't
Prue,
really know or care.
Fang Prue, I am fully aware of this channel called Not Safe for Work bot commands. I'm never gonna go onto it or acknowledge its existence.
The funny thing is that I'm just using it for memes.
It technically doesn't exist right now.
All right.
Never even
So,
existed.
roll
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
initiative. Oh my
Animate
god.
object is still active.
Kane, were you the one that said my first roll would be a natural 20?
Absolutely. The hell yeah.
You called it.
No, really.
I can send a picture right now.
First?
I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, this is gonna go horribly.
I rolled the nat 20 first. I'm
Fine.
gonna.
And to
since,
round it all off, my second roll was a nat 1. Okay, now it's fair.
Duality of man.
17,
You know what?
15.
Raz never
2.
cared if the fight lasted long.
I don't care either way. I'm calm
Okay.
for relief.
So if I just go to my initiative, so underneath
Plus, if the
Leroy.
fight goes badly, I can literally just go into the water, literally either swim or wait 4 hours, and just make a cocoon for myself, or just help with the main problem at hand.
I cannot
The water
spell,
will
but
not
it's
be.
fine because these are my notes.
Also, you probably might want to go with the others for just a 6 seconds.
You still
I'm ending this fast.
you
baby.
still owe me $16, Bruce.
And
Eh?
6. There we go.
Where is my tactical cuke?
Hello.
Oh,
I
Cube
will
nuke?
let this be known. I might have to go eat soon.
15.
I am looking for my tactical
15.
cuke.
50.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have the
70.
ultimate traversal spell, yet I never
Oh,
used it.
Nimble's here!
Yes, hello.
Hello, Nimble!
Why have I never
All
used
right.
the spell?
Nimble, I'm gonna quickly catch you up. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So after
Where's
getting
my
the
nuke?
after getting the artifact that you guys found at the cave from the heavenly place, you found the artifact which was called the see-through glasses. I'm not gonna tell you what that power is because Fang Pru can tell you. After that, you guys decided to go to Waterloo, of which when you got there, you found out that pirates were attacking Waterloo. After you guys helped get rid of the pirates, you went and talked to the Queen and realized that the pirates have been attacking Waterloo at the same time every single day, and that they've been growing in manpower every single time that they attack. While you guys were getting ready, Fang Pru decided to yeet himself into the water and swim all the way to the pirates, which should have cost him exhaustion, but my bad. After he got to the pirates area, he learned that the pirates were actually hired by the Kingdom of Justice to put black goo underneath Waterloo. And now Leroy and Raz are right now on the ship, the pirate ship,
1000.
1v7ing all the pirates on the ship, while everyone else is going to the sewers to try and stop the pirates that are placing goo underneath the Waterloo. What do you want?
I
And
thought there were
just
I
remember
thought
the
there was
enemy
1,000
still
pirates,
active.
not 7.
What do you want to do, Nimble?
So there are how many groups?
Right now, the party has split into 2 teams. The people who are going into the sewers, which is Fang Pru, Digger, Mino, and Kane, and then the 2 people that are on the ship dealing with the pirates is Raz and Leroy.
Well, it makes sense.
You probably know
was-
what's gonna happen.
Them with Mino.
We're about to get cheeky.
All right, cool. So you're going into the sewer with the rest of them in order to
Yeah.
stop the pirates from underneath Waterloo. So continuing on. So, first on the initiative is Leroy. Do your thing, bud.
You know what I'm gonna cast.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I've already gained revenge.
Already?
Hey, well,
I
guess
have
Raz is gonna die.
2 actions,
You're kidding
so I
me.
don't have to wait a whole turn. Yes.
Yes.
And you know what? The first action, I'm gonna cast it. Guess who I'm gonna bring in here?
Who?
I'm bringing in John, and then teleporting Rags out.
Wait, so you're teleporting
Munch
John into the
teleport-
explosion
what-
and teleporting Raz out of the explosion?
Yep. And then I
Ow.
use my second action to trigger the explosion.
Oh. Before you do
Crazy
this, can I
Not how
ask?
teleportation
Okay.
works.
Before you
But,
do
alright.
this, can I ask why you're teleporting John in here?
He owes me 500 gold.
And you owe me
Bruce!
or even.
It's been 5 years. You still
Oh,
owe
yeah, I
me
get to make that joke.
$16.
All right, now please send me the rules for final explosion.
Oh no, those aren't the rules.
And
You know the rules.
I need to
negate
read them. I need to read the exact rules.
You gonna try to counterspell? Turns out you can't.
Oh, you
Uh,
can't.
Can't.
So
Did
where
I
are
do
the
it? Counterspell?
where are the
Wait, no,
rules?
I don't.
Campaign chat. You know the rules, and so do I.
I do
Wait,
not
who's
have
John again?
counterspell, but I can't speak any language.
I need the rules for final explosion. Send them to me
Yeah,
now.
I'm looking for them.
Oh, you
This
should
is
have called it a
long
final
solo
flash.
today.
Should have gone with
I
like
think it's
Vegeta
this
thing to
one.
do. Call it a final flash.
There we go. All right.
Final flash.
I
As you see
think
your
it's that
allies
one.
fall and you
But I
prepare for the ultimate
remember it
sacrifice
being
for
a
safety of your companions,
45.
even if it costs you your life,
20.
and you can only target 8 friendly creatures of your choosing to teleport to safety up to 1,000 feet where they can see the explosion. So according to this, you cannot teleport people into the explosion
No.
area.
No.
So I'm afraid
That-
John is not in the explosion area.
Damn it.
But you did
John lives.
But you did safely get Raz out of there. So where are you teleporting him to?
Yeah. 600 feet away.
But where? Are you
And-
going to just dump him in the ocean?
Yeah.
Or another step.
He can make it. He can make it.
No, he can't,
He
because I
can
just
swim.
said in the last session that Raz can't swim.
I can.
He's
So it's
You
fine.
should- Oh, you should get going then.
Plus 45. D20.
So
You really doing it
at
like
this pop, before Leroy kills himself, I'm gonna tell everybody you are allowed. The whole party can only take 2 things that's in Leroy's inventory, because there's actually a
I
bunch.
get
Leroy's
the
carrying.
one that I.
Leroy is carrying a bunch of stuff that I've been really excited for him to use, but he never used.
Damn.
How dare he?
So, if I'm correct, Leroy, you are carrying the mystery potion that turns you into something, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Also, just so you know, my items despellify now.
You are carrying the letter that that you've had since the beginning of the campaign, but no one has read yet, apart from you. You are carrying the alchemy book that tells you a bunch of alchemy things. And I think that's it.
He still has my wand, so
I'm pretty sure he gave.
Psych.
He ran to you to dispel the wand. I'm pretty sure he gave it back to you.
he just handed it back and just say, "Oh, by the way, it ran."
And,
All right.
all
All
my-
right.
Damn.
So,
Bruh, Leroy, you gonna do me dirty with my chains, bro? I see how it is.
so
He could have just leapt overboard, and
what
I
are
would
you
have
guys
caught him.
going to take?
I don't know.
His money. No, I don't
Mm.
want his money.
His spot
again-
is president.
Leroy has
Uh,
redeemed himself, and the party's gonna get the good ending.
Alchemy
This will make
book.
sense
I have
later.
proficiency with
So
alchemy
why
supplies.
is Leroy dying?
Okay, so Fangproof took
good
the
ending.
alchemy book.
To kill all the pirates.
Who wants? What else are you guys taking from Leroy? You can only take one more thing.
His hat.
I don't know
Uh,
what he has.
The
potion?
The potion that you don't know what will turn you into, but it will turn you into something.
As a god.
Yeah, I guess his weapons do count as well. The potion for Mino. Okay, so Fangproof just took the 2 things. It's the potion and the alchemy book. All right, Leroy.
I shall take the alchemy book so I can carry on
Mino.
and make random stuff.
Mino, what were you gonna say?
Leroy gave me an alter self item. Would that lose its magic as well, or
All
He
infusions.
enchanted. Yeah, anything he enchanted with his artificer
All
power.
infusions will lose their power.
Yeah, go away.
Heal defenders and crap included.
Mm-hmm.
So, Leroy,
there goes my plan?
as
All right.
Rad all of a sudden dissipates from view, you close your eyes and think of he's gone.
He's gone.
He still owed me $15.
Don't worry, I can fix that.
All right, well, I may as well continue on with the dramatic flair. So, Raz, I'll say that you were teleported back onto Waterloo. As all of a sudden, you just teleport back onto the dock of Waterloo. You turn around to look back at the ship you were once at. Within the
Oh.
very few seconds that it took for you to realize where you were. You watch as the main ship ignites and explodes violently as bits of wood, a couple of men you see go off the side, just immediately just creates a massive explosion. Everyone else who is looking for a sewer grate to climb into can see this explosion. You just see a massive mushroom head of the explosion just appear.
He didn't!
And part of you feels a coldness in the air.
This is a sign. I have to do the right thing.
Run
You
the
will be
firework.
remembered. And I'm also gonna probably try to bring you back as one of me.
So this
Probably.
is
Wait,
the part
I don't think
where
there's anything left of him.
So this is the part where I
Fair.
tell you guys, Leroy has real life stuff that is clashing with D&D, so this is his way of leaving Tales of Algerath.
Good
Which
news
is sad
Aw.
because we are
he
literally
helped us
one
get the
session
good
away
ending.
from the ending, but whatever.
Don't worry, he helped us get the good ending. It was all for good.
Leroy sacrifice.
Hey,
Aw.
if he didn't do something similar to this, we would have all gotten the bad ending.
Also, I want to tell you guys what his letter says, so then you guys know a bit more of Leroy's backstory.
Well,
'Cause there's
could that
still
be
one part.
something? Okay, can it be in the alchemy book?
Yeah,
Like he
we'll say it's in
folded
the
it?
alchemy book. We'll say it's in the alchemy book.
So, whenever we want to, we can read it
Yeah.
instead of you just telling us immediately.
Yeah. So, with that being done and dusted, holy shoot. So my pirate captain is dead.
I was going to take
Ow.
his body, but now I can't.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to waste the insect spell.
My unbeatable battleship that I invented is gone.
Thank you, Leroy Watson.
And
Wasn't it already sinking?
I just need to check the armor class of the 5 ships that are surrounding him. And yeah, 4 out of the 5 ships have had holes be put through them and are sinking.
The 5th one?
The very last ship is still sailing.
Wait, towards us? Or does it just realize, oh fuck, we gotta get out of here?
Let's see. Are they confident enough? No, they aren't. They're turning around.
Oh, good. Raz, feeling the wand in his hand, he realizes
Leroy
if he's going to make
single-handedly took out a massive Titanic-sized battleship
Jesus.
and 5 miniature pirate ships, who in all regard are pretty powerful on their own.
Leroy was the iceberg.
Yo.
Has anybody
Wow,
got their
alright.
recorder?
Yeah.
He also paid back his debt, so the party won't get screwed over.
DMCA.
So, with this battle being over, we are now going to turn over to Raz. Are you going to join everybody?
Yes, I'm
at the sewer
hurrying to the
gates?
grates. We gotta hurry.
All right, you join up with the rest of the party. I'll say by this time you guys have realized that there's actually a sewer gate next to the center of Waterloo where the massive cannon is supposed to be. So you guys can climb into that if you so wish.
What if we don't wish it?
Inward.
Down.
about-
Yes.
I will locate objects since we already saw the ghoul, so the spell would work to find it more easily.
All right. When you activate locate object, all of a sudden it's like a bat's supersonic sound, how it's able to see things bouncing off of other objects to paint a map of the area. You're all of a sudden just see this massive maze of a sewer gate underneath Waterloo, and you're able to find you basically have a pinpoint accurate map in your head of where to go to find the black goo. Now I'm going to read Fang Pru. And I'm in the
DM, quick
sewer. What
question.
do I feel? Good. Thanks, Leroy. It was an honor. What about me? I wanted to do something. Please, DM. I was actually just about to get to you. I just wanted to get the party into the sewers for what I'm about to do. So, Fang
I
Pru,
was
you
going to
have
ask about
entered.
my skeleton guards.
You have
I
entered the
placed them here.
sewer.
Well, it's
You.
near the cannon.
Fang Pru, you've already entered the sewer. You've lost sight of where the pirates are. However, there is a black trail. There's a trail of black droplets of the goo just kind of leading in a specific direction.
By the way, just so it's not forgotten, I put Guardians of Faith around the cannon, so if there's a hostile creature nearby, they would
There are
attack
3
it.
guardians there, correct?
I think it was
Along with the
5.
skeleton guards for some reason. Forgot about that.
I mean, 5 or 3.
Skeletons, yeah.
5 or 3, it's fine.
Skeletons.
Yeah,
with
Yeah, I used my 3 4 levels and my 2 5 levels to cast them,
All right.
and then took a long rest.
So, Fang Pru, seeing the trail of goo, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna follow it? Follow it and prepare the bag of holding 2.0 to put the barrel if I see it. Oh, that is clever.
Very,
You
very
somehow
much
made
so.
you somehow made my useless item useful. Okay. Mino and the rest of the party, what are you gonna do now that Mino has a in-head map of exactly where to go to get to the barrel?
Lead the way, you know.
I go down,
Alright.
Huzzah.
use a bonus action to cast light, so those without dark vision can see,
Okay.
and then dash in the direction of the goo.
Alright. I'm gonna send a message to
Death
Mino.
before dishonor.
Yeah, but I will if I come within 100 feet, so I won't charge into the goo, but I will stop right in front, as a short before it, so we don't rush
Within
head
spitting
first.
distance, if you will.
Yeah, basically yes, like 100 feet, 50 feet, something like that.
I cannot spell. There we go. I sent a message to Mino. So, Mino, you can tell everyone this information if you want, or you can hold it. I don't care.
Give me a second.
Yes, I
Wait,
got that.
you-
That's next segment.
What do you mean, a massive wall? You mean a normal wall or a wall of goo?
Would you like to go into chit chat and I can tell you in words?
Yes, please.
All right. Okay, Mino, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what you can sense is that you can sense the barrel by itself, but you're not just sensing the barrel of goo, you're sensing the goo in general. So you're able to tell that at a specific point in the sewer system, there is just a massive cloggage of black goo. Like, so much black goo, it's a massive wall of it just clogging the entire water system. Make sense?
Yeah. So there is a plug of goo.
Yes. It's
Okay.
blocking, it's basically a massive blockage of black goo.
And there's water behind it.
Probably.
Okay, good to know.
Alright, let's head back to the campaign. Okay,
Okay, guys.
cool. So, Mino, you can tell everybody if you want. Fang Pru, I've registered what you said, and I'm right now trying to calculate how fast the pirates are moving. So, Mino, you can tell everyone if you want, but I'll just be...
Okay, guys, we have a problem. We don't only have a jar of goo, we also have, like, on our way, a big
Give me a second.
clog a wall of goo, which is getting in our way, probably on purpose. And it's blocking our
Do we
way.
need to catch it?
I have an idea, but it's very, very weird.
Which one?
I'm just going to toss a rapier into there and just cast heat metal.
Eh?
What does
Wait.
it do?
It just superheats the metal. It should melt through the goo.
Oh, heat metal. I
I thought you said eat metal, and I was like,
Yeah. Same here. I'm like, wait, heat metal.
Toasted, but I don't need
It's
to
like-
be that dumb.
I'm
How
like,
big
I've
is the
never,
goo?
I've never heard of that spell before.
so the goo does what? The goo does what?
It's the shadow goo.
I see.
It's the shadow gulag.
Okay, is it alive?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something here that y'all probably don't expect to actually work, but I'm hoping
Banishment?
it does.
Could be banishment. You never know.
What Digger, what's your plan?
I'm gonna summon a flying snake to bite it.
It may
Yeah,
not
I don't
work.
think that's gonna work.
It is a
Not gonna
CR4 Celestial.
I don't.
Really?
Is the goo alive?
That's a good question.
Most likely not.
I could also
Yes.
hit
Nino,
it with
do
a
you have a jar of
sunbeam if
it?
you'd prefer.
And the
Pardon,
DM
what-
is back. Okay. I'm gonna need
What did you say, Nimble?
Anti-life shell.
boil the goo. We tried that, no reaction, and until it.
Do you
has
have a jar of
any-
the goo?
No, I only saw it. But what we also could try, since we're in the sewers and surrounded by water, flashing it out with control water.
That's what I was thinking.
I did
since you
not
have
prepare that spell.
So,
I
Fang
thought of
Brew-
it since we're surrounded by water, so controlling water would be helpful.
So
You
Fang
are right.
Brew, within
So
about.
how good
crossed
was
my mind.
burning a hole into the
Let
goo
the
was?
DM talk.
So Fang Pru, within about 10 to 15 minutes, you are able to immediately catch up with the pirates, who are right now running. The person in front of the pirate behind him is carrying the barrel. You can tell because it has black goo dripping out of it.
So my question is, why do we have to get rid of the black goo?
It's very, very dangerous and
He
lethal.
wasn't here when Molten fell, did he? He wasn't here.
Oh,
Yeah, he wasn't.
That explains it.
The goo took over Molten and consumed it, and everyone and turned everything into shadow people, or shadow people came out of it, and it's very, very bad.
I see. So
Put the barrel in
we don't know if it's alive or not.
the
It's
Fang,
some kind of alive.
Fang, I'm gonna tell you to. I don't even know what this roll would be.
What does he want to do?
Dexterity?
Roll investigation. Well,
He wants to literally put the barrel and the dude holding the barrel in the bag of holding 2.0.
oh, that's athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Don't ask how I know that.
I'm gonna say thank you because I have zero clue. I'll leave it
Yeah,
to my
I'm-
D&D players to make me call out rolls that I didn't think I would have to call out.
Yeah,
You
I'm
should
used
expect
to that
nothing
weird
and
stuff.
everything.
Hive
Roll
mind.
You're gonna have to roll athletics, apparently. Apparently, that's the roll that is required. I thought it would be.
I mean, you're DM. You could be
I mean,
like,
yeah,
actually,
but I'll
I
go
want
with whatever.
yeah.
You can change up the roll type. It's just normally
go with
athletics.
dexterity. I would go with dexterity, but if it's athletics, then I'll do that.
And whichever one's higher for him.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's Fang Pru. He's gonna roll flipping 10 bajillion
Doesn't matter.
somehow.
All right.
always
Uh,
matters.
unless he has, if he has expertise
Mino.
in, then just make him do athletics.
How close is the nearest source of goo?
That would be the wall. We are
wall?
probably now standing right in front of it. There's a Leroy!
Our savior.
Oh, look, it's a dead man.
And I'm back.
Dead man walking.
And you're dead.
And you're dead. Get out of here, bro.
Who looted me?
Everyone.
All of us. Just kidding. No.
We took
It was, I think it
everything,
was,
including your clothes.
No, they didn't. They just took the alchemy book. They just took the alchemy book and the potion that transforms you into something, but we don't know what will transform you into.
Well, everybody's spell storing items are now yeeted.
yeah. Yeah, no shit.
Oh, yeah,
And now
baby.
Leroy can just stay muted and listen to the lost session that he's gonna be a part of.
Yeah.
Okay,
So 28 for athletics, yeah, that flippin' works, as if there was ever a doubt. So Fang Pru, I would say how are you gonna do this, but it will take you too long to type. So I'm just gonna say that Fang Pru jumps onto the walls, kind of just bouncing across the walls, and then kind of jumps holding the bag above his head, just kind of soaring towards this guy coming downwards, and just the bag just devours him. Just instantly. Ooh. He just kind of just phases into the bag.
rip. So
is
this bag of holding an actual bag of holding?
The bag. Do you want me to read the rules for the bag of holding 2.0?
Yes.
Because technically Nimble would know anyway. The bag of holding 2.0, this bag of holding acts as a normal bag of holding. However, whenever you try to call the item that you want to get out of the bag, a voice comes out of the bag saying, "We are terribly sorry, but we can't seem to find your item. Please wait on hold. We know your magical item is very important to you. Thank you for
I
understanding."
see. So it acts just like a normal bag. Okay.
No, not really. It doesn't give you back your item. It puts you on a dial.
It's
Yeah.
basically a bag of holding, but it refuses to give you back your item.
It's a trash can, essentially.
Yes.
Basically. It's a bag of devouring, basically.
Somehow Fang made a way to find it useful.
Oh, that's extremely useful.
There is still one more pirate, and he is still running down the sewer away from Fang Pru.
Do we see him?
No. In fact, at this time, you guys are coming up on the massive, humongous wall pile of black goo that you have ever seen. You can kind of see the bubbling coming out. He does not have the barrel. You devoured the goo with the barrel.
Sorry, since I wasn't here, I'm a bit confused. Is the wall over the water, or like...
It's basically a massive cloggage of water. Like, the black goo is blocking any way of getting through.
Oh, okay, so it's just inside of the sewer?
There is no hole, there is only goo.
Okay. I'm gonna cast banishment on the goo.
Alright, can you send me the rules for banishment?
Yes, which I don't know if it's gonna work. But this is just...
Continue going using the crystal to find the others. Okay, so Fang Pru, as you hold out the crystal kind of jolts and pulls you along, kind of forcing you to go in a direction. I need...
It's in buck commands.
Buck commands. I need banishment.
Buck commands.
Okay. You attempt to send one creature you can see within range to another plane of existence.
I don't know if it's a creature.
It's not a creature.
Okay.
And the goo doesn't count as the creature. The thing that the goo makes counts as creatures.
Okay.
Campaign chat.
Fang Pru, get the guy inside the goo.
Fang Pru is on the other side of the goo wall now. So you guys are on different sides of the goo wall. Fang Pru's on one, and you guys are on the other.
Oh no!
The goo wall is only in the sewer, right?
The pirate is right now blocked off. The goo wall is behind him, and Fang Pru's on the other side.
The gulag.
So the goo wall is in the sewer, right? We're all in the sewer, and the goo wall is blocking it.
I put the goo in the bag.
Put the money in the bag.
Yeah,
But
I'll say that Fang
nobody
Pru's
gets
like
hurt.
I'll say that
Brad
Fang
just pulls out a pistol.
I'll say that Fang Pru just is trying to scoop all of the black goo into the bag. At this
Put the
point,
goo in the bag. Put
at
it
this
in.
point, at this point, the pirate is going to mutter to himself, "If anything was to go awry, if the plan was to fail, I shoot the goo." He pulls out his pistol,
Oh hell no!
pulls the trigger,
with the sleep spell.
and fires at the goo. You guys hear a gunshot echo through the sewers. Fang Pru, you want to block the bullet?
Yo, do it.
I
Do
was
it.
casting
Do it.
sleep.
Do it.
I'm casting
Mm,
Do
sleep,
it.
so that would be a
Block
good
the
tip.
bullet.
Part of me doesn't
Block-
want to because it's a gunshot.
Hey,
You would
it's
be
his
the
choice.
man.
I mean, it's
You can do
Fang.
it.
Is
I
this a
believe in
reaction?
you.
If this is a reaction, then I'll say yes.
Reactionary sleep spell.
Does Fang Pru have a reaction in this case?
Kenneth, we are on this other side of the wall. We wouldn't even realize what is going
Oh
on.
yeah,
Wait,
we
no.
can't hear it.
Fang
Never mind.
can't. Fang can't. And here's why. It's because he's on the other side. The pirate. Fang would have to
We're
move
all on
around the
one
pirate to
side.
block the bullet.
No, Fang
Which
is
I doubt
on.
can happen.
Fang and the pirate are on one side of the wall. You guys are on
Mhm.
the other.
On the other.
So
And the pirate is closer to the wall. Fang would have to go around the pirate to block the bullet. And
He'd have to do
Actually,
some. He had to do some
before-
anime type shit.
actually, before the pirate fired the bullet, Fang did say that he was scooping up the black goo. Therefore, technically, Fang would be closer to the black goo.
how did he
I
do
mean-
that?
Oh, he just rushed
Wouldn't-
over. He rushed over while
He has
while
a
the
higher
pirate
movement
was whispering
speed
to
than
himself.
all of you.
Yeah, that's how.
Okay. And so instead of attacking the, it just does not make sense. But
The
it's
pirate
Fang.
was busy muttering to himself. The pirate was probably waiting for an opportunity attack.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was. We will never know.
Probably. We won't
So-
know unless we interrogate him.
So if Fang Pru, if you do have a reaction in this case, then reaction uncanny dodge to get hit. What?
What?
That's
Yes,
not how
you're
that
going to use
works
your
at
matrix
all.
bullet weave to get hit.
That's not how
Yeah,
that ability works at all.
Not how it defaultly works, but it can be used here.
Fine. Fine.
It's DM's ruling,
You know what?
basically.
You know what? Fine. I'll.
It's an
fine, I'll
alternative
allow it.
use. It's
So,
very
I need a
weird.
D10. I need a D10. Where's my D10? Here it is. So how much is it for a pistol blast? It's 2d10.
I
Plus
missed Ninja
proficiency if the
Crusade
person is
Technician.
proficient with it. So. Uh, 13 plus 5. I think that's 18. I'm bad at math. Yeah, that's 18. So 18 damage to Fang. And no, your uncanny dodge is not going to make you take half of that damage because you're literally
It
going
only
into
gets
it.
you in the way, not the other way around. You can only do one or the other.
Wait, uncanny dodge doesn't get you in the way of trouble. What?
I'm.
Not this time. You're getting into trouble with it.
He's just like uncanny dodge into the bullet.
Yes, it's called offensive wave dashing.
But I have 12
Every
temporary hit points.
every ninja
Okay.
in Ninja Crusade uses it.
Fang Pru, I swear.
I gotta make a ninja character next time.
Fudge me. Okay.
Ninja.
I mean, it doesn't matter anyway, because the pirate's just gonna fire again.
Yeah.
You could do wall of defense. What's he gonna do?
I look at the
Pistol whip
pirate
you?
and intimidate him. Okay, roll intimidation.
Can I assist because there's a hole in the wall?
I don't think there's a hole in the wall, but alright.
Everybody
Because of
on the
him
other,
scooping the goo.
everybody on the other side of the goo is able to hear a gunshot because the gunshot echoed through the sewer.
I'm just gonna cast sleep at my max possible level on the other side of the wall.
How would you know that there was anything happening on the other side of the wall?
Gunshot.
And
All you
how
hear
would
is a
you know
gunshot.
where exactly to cast it?
Shotgun.
He's just taking a fucking guess.
Are
I'm
you
trying to
just gonna
metagame.
send
Stop
Fang Pru to
metagaming.
sleep?
He's not metagaming. He's actually just taking a guess. He's literally just spraying the other side of the wall with it.
Not
30
gonna lie,
seconds.
that does sound
Thank you.
metagaming.
Yeah,
It is
It sounds
metagaming.
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 Fang Pru,
How?
Yep.
as you
I'm
say,
spectating,
Fang
and
Go
Pru,
for
that
it.
sounds metagaming.
do not interrupt the DM.
All right.
At Fang
sounds
Pru,
meta
as you
movement.
say, do you want to do it again? The pirate shakes, his hand kind of like jittering. He then proceeds to drop his gun and begins running out of the sewer, screaming. Do you want to just continue shoveling the black goo? Alright, Fang Pru goes back to shoveling the black goo. I will say that Raz, because you cast a sleep spell and the pirate's gone,
Yeah, it only affects him. That would make sense.
what does Fang Pru have to do to not fall asleep?
Have
now
really
you're
high
letting cast-
HP.
Now you're letting him cast sleep. I thought you were preventing him because of metagaming.
No, it's because
I was
never
taking a
said he
wild
was.
ass guess.
Fang Pru
I didn't
never
know
said
what the fuck was on the other side.
Fang Pru was intimidating the dude as Raz was casting a sleep spell, so this is the only way it makes sense.
This does make logical sense. Now I'm gonna go with for an 8th level sleep spell.
God damn it.
Why do I feel like we're in Konosuba right now? Just the single worst adventurers ever made. They stuff around
If we
with
were
each
the
other.
worst, we would all be dead by now.
They cast sleep spells on each other in the middle of doing something important.
It's called art. Dang it! No, amateur shit. Yeah, there we go.
People in the
Amateur
future,
Mentorship.
people in the future of Algerath are going to read books about how these mighty adventurers saved Algerath. Then they're going to invent a spell that travels back in time, meet you guys, and be like, "How did these guys save the world?"
Lots of luck
Hey,
and cunning.
if that was the case, they would show up right now.
They would have.
But isn't that always the case? Like, how the hell did you guys manage to change history?
How did you guys manage to save the world and not the dude who's incredibly serious about creating peace by worshipping a underworld patron?
Hey, if he wants to create peace, why are we attacking him?
That's a good question.
All right, Raz.
Yeah,
the rules.
legitimately.
The rules for
All
what
right,
does-
5 plus 7, like 12 d8s of sleep. It's the 12 d8s of sleep.
So you need to roll 12 d8s and what if?
Just 12 d8s. If his health is greater than that, he doesn't go to sleep. That's
All
it.
right. So 12 d8s, do it.
Yeah, sleep spell. Very good against low levels, very bad against high levels.
Yes,
probably
and
be
Fang
fine.
Pru is probably the highest that we can get, meaning you are already
Highest
not doing
HP?
very well.
Highest HP? Are you sure
His
about that?
HP is high. I don't know exactly
Not
what
higher
number,
than,
but
not
it's
hi-
high.
Yep,
It's not higher than 9.
Yeah, you're definitely fine. You're just drowsy. I can confirm that because I did not see you get hit. Probably. I don't
Alright.
know.
Fang Pru,
I
I will
actually
say you
don't-
have 1 exhaustion point because of the drowsiness.
You were gonna say luck? What?
Luck?
Luck?
You
what?
have
lucky
one,
cunning for the
because you
time
are
traveler
drowsy, you will have 1 exhaustion point.
Okay. Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
This
This is
man
the
did you
this
dirty.
is me this is the mean dungeon master now. You're dealing with the toxic
The
dungeon master.
gritty
now.
one.
I have
say
168 max HP. Um, so Fang Pru is scooping the goo from one side, and everyone else is just kind of staring at the goo on the other.
What on earth?
I mean, I could try. Dungeon Master, one question. Our gem shards that let us know where we are. Do they also let us know how close people are?
Yes, basically the crystals will shake violently when like they'll shake more when you're closer to the other crystals.
Okay, so with my gem shard, I know that Fang is nearby.
Yes.
Okay, then I probably won't do controlled water since I do not want to flush the goo into Fang Crew.
I'm just mesmerized by the goo seeming to eat itself. I'm just gonna watch.
You just
Eat
watch
metal.
the goo bubbling, just bubbles come out and then pop.
Eat
Wow.
Yes. Do you guys know anything that may be? I mean, we tried boiling it or burning it, and that didn't
I
work.
tried throwing a burning sword into it.
Wait.
Well,
So, can I examine the goo and try to figure out its physical properties?
You can, depending on what Raz is doing. Raz, are you throwing a fire sword into the thing?
I already threw. Didn't I already throw a molten rapier into the thing earlier?
No, you didn't. Are you gonna do that?
You were going to.
You're not going to do
Nope.
that?
I already used the sleep spell. That would be redundant.
Alright, cool. So yes, Nimble, you are able to Unseen Servant to help. I cast Unseen Servant to help me. Ah, fudge. It's that invisible servant that can attack but can do mundane actions if you give him a command, isn't it?
It's Mage Hand, but more weird.
It's Mage Hand, but better.
Nimble, what are you doing?
Examining the goo to see its physical properties.
Okay.
Guidance.
I would
Bardic Inspiration?
That would be roll
Yeah,
investigation.
Bardic Inspiration.
Rolling what?
Roll investigation.
Plus 1d4?
Yes.
19.
Hold on, Bardic Inspiration coming through.
Oh, he's adding a Bardic Inspiration.
How much is that?
Oh, it's the first time I've done it in this setting.
How much is that?
I kind of have to. Checking up on it right now.
Just wait, I'm gonna answer Fang Pru. Fang Pru asks, how much till there's no more goo? A long flippin' time. There is a lot.
It's the D12.
There is
Hooray.
a lot of goo.
Don't worry, D12 to the rescue. Oh wait, that's an 11. Hold on. Just add plus one more to that. Just 6. It's a 6.
So Nimble, what's the total?
Oh, plus 1d6, right?
Yes, because of Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, let's go with
25.
that. Hooray.
Okay.
The power of playing on the ribs.
Basically, if anything like mortal or anything sort of fleshy or alive touches the goo kind of takes hold of them and
I'm trying to see
them.
like the material of it. Like, what is the goo made of?
You are unable to tell what exactly the goo is made of, but you are able to describe a single word that would describe what exactly the goo is made out of. And that
Viscous?
word is despair.
Oh, the darkness. The viscous darkness.
Apart from that, you can't tell what exact
nasty.
materials or substances the goo is made out of.
Can I try to see if the goo has a curse on it?
I'm gonna give another Bardic Inspiration.
Yes, you can.
With
I just
what?
noticed that like Leroy left everything, like even the
I
server.
cast one more of, even with Mage Hand and Unseen Servant, I cast one more Unseen Servant at level 3 So 2
This is
unseen
part of
servants
the
and
tree.
Mage Hand is helping me. Fang Pru's trying to create his own private army to try and scoop up all this goo.
I'll help him. I'm gonna also use my own unseen servant to help.
But there's a problem here with the fact that there is only one bag of holding 2.0.
And it's on the other side of the wall. What do I roll
They're
to
all
check and see if it's
Converge on the
cursed?
back holding.
There's only one. It doesn't matter how many unseen servants you have. They all don't have a
Line
bag
up.
of holding 2.0.
They're just
What do
gonna
I
line
roll?
up.
To check and see if it's cursed.
So
Anyway, 10
nimble.
on the inspiration die.
1d6 for bardic inspiration. Roll investigation, and probably guidance.
The D12 for me. Level 16.
Then help
Okay, and
move
then-
it. Okay, so the mage hand and the 2 unseen servants are just gonna be using their hands to shovel
22.
the goo away. Okay, 22.
Again, it's a D12, not a.
The goo
Never mind.
itself, the goo itself doesn't seem to have a curse on it. However, it seems to have the ability to plant a curse on the people or living things that touch it.
And I started
Get-
blasting. I want to cast Eldritch Blast into the goo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have we
do you
learned
need to
nothing from that pirate?
Do you just cast it? I don't think that you need. If it's a roll to hit, then you'll just hit it.
Okay, yeah. I just
Nimble, before you cast it, I'm worried that goo might react, but till now it seems to be stable. But what if when we attack it, it attacks back?
Snack that smiles back.
Oh,
well,
geez.
Yeah,
then what
but
do you
I'm
suppose
also-
we do, Mino?
I don't know, and I'm also worried about Fang being all alone on the other side. I mean, I know he can handle himself, but maybe hit it with.
Well, then, how about we all go help him? And
I've
Nimble
been
reaches
trying.
for the wall, and a door opens up. I cast
Can
the
we?
dimension door.
Oh, help me with the line.
Okay, so
Okay.
there's now a door.
There's just a conga line of unseen servants pouring into the bag.
Can
So
we
you
also
guys-
hear Fang proof from the other side?
Do you guys go through the door?
Yes.
I do.
All right.
I don't put it right next to Fang. I just think on the other side of the wall. So it'll be maybe, I don't know, 20 feet away from the actual
Fang,
start of the wall.
Fang, you just see behind you a door just appear, and Nimble and Kane just walk through it. And
I also threw.
okay, and Raz. Everybody who
Yeah.
walks through the door can see
Everyone.
Fang Pru on his hands and knees with the bag of holding 2.0 and a mage hand. I'm not gonna say you can see the unseen servant because it's meant to be unseen. Just shoveling goo away out of the wall.
Do you need help, bud?
You need help with that? You need. Okay. I also pull out my own mage hand and just help. And
All
my
right,
unseen
how about
servant
this?
is still there helping.
All right.
Just
Okay. I mean,
get in the bag.
Bang. Hold the bag open, and he's gonna start getting his chains ready.
Oh, also you guys can
When I
see.
say go,
Also, you guys
when
can
I say
see.
go, open it wide.
Also, you
Open
guys can
it.
see that there is a gun on the ground.
Whose gun was that?
Kane, I
Right.
wouldn't attack it.
Oh no, I'm not attacking it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold several chunks of it with my chains and throw them directly into the bag. That's what I'm telling Fang Crew to hold it open.
I'm just catapulting more pieces of goo into the bag.
All right. So
Nimble.
And I'm trying to do the same
Can
on
I
a
pick
more
up
an
the
extreme
gun?
level.
All right. So to get this straight,
Yeah.
Raz is using Mage Hand along with Fangpru, who's also using 2 Unseen Servants to scoop
I'm using
goo
1
out,
Unseen Servant and
while-
1 Mage Hand.
while Kane is using his chains to pull bits of goo
Chunks.
out
Yeah. Chunks.
into the bag.
Swing them into the bag. Yeah.
All right, cool. So Kane, as you unleash your chains to pull out chunks of goo, the goo begins to rumble
Yeah.
and then stops. A silence fills the entire sewer.
Hey,
Mhm.
And
Kane,
at that point, the
your
goo
chains are full of magic, aren't they?
the goo begins to move.
Actually, they aren't. They are not.
I'm sorry, what?
It
The
might
The
goo
be.
chains are not.
begins to
No, the
move
chains are not
towa-
magical.
The goo begins to move towards you guys.
All right, awesome.
It's
Wrap
just
up my
moving.
chains.
Open the
Yeah, it's
bag.
moving.
Put it in.
It's moving. It's moving inside.
You idiot.
Put the goo in the
It's moving
bag.
closer to the bag.
Get in
Alright,
there.
Hey, wait.
Could I use?
So are these
Yeah,
walls
yeah.
full of water since it's a sewer?
It's not filled with water. However, there is water in the sewer. Yes.
How
Alright.
much?
About
Shall
up
we
to
flush
your,
it?
about
Here's a word.
halfway, about between your ankle and your knee.
Is there
Flush
water
it?
beneath us?
Yes.
Okay, Mino. I'm gonna do
Let's
something,
flush it.
and I don't know how smart it is, but I don't think this water is gonna be enough. We need more. And we're gonna flush it into the bag.
Okay,
to fully comprehend what's going on, it's not the goo isn't like acting as water and going down like moving. The entire goo wall is being pushed forward.
No, I
Could
understand that. But like, you know, whenever there's stuff in the toilet and the water presses really hard on it and it all moves, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about. And the drain of the toilet is just the bag. And so we're
Alright.
gonna push it. It's gonna keep pushing, but the water will direct it into the bag. Maybe? Question mark.
I'm trying to cut it actually with
That
copper.
depends on how big the flow is.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we
Should I-
can direct it into one spot. Then it would all flush down like a diarrhea.
Well, if we could get the goo into the ocean beneath us and then have Mino do like a whirlpool.
That would be a very bad idea, but a very good idea at the same time.
It would be a
You
terrible
want
idea.
to put toxic stuff into the ocean, and then immediately shove it into the bag.
Hey, wouldn't that kind of like also just break the entire ship of Waterloo?
Could I attempt to slice the goo with kamui?
Come
sure,
on.
you can try
I'm
that.
just imagining Senketsu cutting the goo in half.
No,
So-
fuck
So do you
Senketsu,
cut the
dude.
goo
Fuck
with
him.
kamui?
Senketsu. I have my own based uniform.
Do you cut the
It
goo
would-
with kamui?
I'm attempting it. Yes.
All right, cool. So no,
Get
I'm
ready
not
to lose
having the worst
kamui.
I'm not having the worst headache right now. I was basically, okay. I'm gonna unreel the curtain again. I was basically on the other side of the screen, just kind of running around, moving around my room, kind of raising my hands up in the air, annoyed because none of you were attacking the goo.
Well,
Yeah.
we
Like,
don't want
right,
it
now
to
I'm gonna
move
attack it.
faster.
We don't want to disturb it.
So,
I'm a nice
you
person.
you slice the goo and a massive cut goes straight through the middle. You are able to see the other side of the goo. However, the goo then kind of molds itself back together, kind of like Venom's suit from Spider-Man 3. It just kind of folds
Symbiote.
itself back in.
All right. You guys
Prepare
thinking
for
what I'm
maximum
thinking?
carnage.
You
I'm
guys
not.
thinking what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
No? Okay. I'm thinking straight up fucking all three of my attacks, action surge, bonus action attack, to slice this thing as much as we can, and then we put it in the bag.
Also, the goo is still moving towards you guys.
Yeah, I figured.
Wait, I have an idea. If
So,
this goo is material, how about I just shatter it into small pieces and then we put it in the bag?
So basically, what I'm doing, well, you're doing it with a spell. I'm doing it with a magic sword.
Yes, but
I'm gonna
maybe
do
we
it with
could
both.
can do both.
amplify it if you cut them up, and
Do
then I
both.
shatter them, and it will be more manageable.
I feel quick idea, right?
This
I
is the
feel like if
world's
we
weirdest
I feel
toilet
like if we put
disposal.
it in the Kenneth, let people talk. If we put it into smaller and smaller pieces, those pieces might just straight up become one again, you know? Like it has to be medium pieces, but not too small.
But then what if they're too big for the bag?
I mean,
We just
we've been
need-
shoving,
yeah.
we've been shoving onto the bag without requiring size.
No, too big for the opening.
That's what I'm saying. They've been shoving goo into the bag without requiring size.
It is what it is.
Let's do it. I know, that's what I'm saying. So let's just do it. All right, DM,
Okay,
you
do
got,
it.
let me see, 7 attacks coming your way. I don't know if like the goo has AC or you're just gonna
It
let
doesn't
them
have an
happen.
AC. You can simply just attack it.
All right,
So-
great. So I'm gonna slice that thing like there's no tomorrow.
So how many attacks are you doing?
Currently 7 in a single turn.
7 in a single turn. So you do 7 attacks, 7 slashes going through the center, through the center of the goo wall. You basically made a massive slashing star picture where you can see right down the center. And then Nimble, what are you doing?
I'm casting Shatter into the center of it to break it into small, like to break it even more.
Can you please send me the rules for Shatter?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get it in average chat.
Fangpru, I need you to wait. And also, technically, that will not work still.
A sudden, loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature within a 10-foot radius sphere can center the point. It's not a creature. Hold on. A creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on this saving throw. Which I don't know if it's a creature,
It's
but
not
a non-magical.
Rigid
non-magical
materials
object.
shatter. Viscous
Yeah, it
materials
also works on walls, I think, or like
Mhm.
any like inorganic thing.
any rigid inorganic thing for some reason.
Okay. So, if we were talking about a normal wall that was like made out of wood or brick or something, Shatter would make sense because then it would just kind of cause cracks and dissipate into dust.
Yeah.
However, this is not a wall of solid object. This is a wall of liquid that is so thick that it's kind of just
So
clogging up the
gelatinous.
thing. So
Gelatinous.
technically, Shatter is not going to work. This is why I asked for the rules, because I need to hear precisely what it says in order to say, yep, go ahead. Because you can't shatter a liquid.
Now, listen to this. If you were to freeze the liquid, you could shatter it. You could shatter it.
Yes, if you could
Do you have
freeze
a
a
freeze
liquid.
spell?
But you do not know exactly how cold of a temperature you need in order to freeze this goo.
But that doesn't mean it wouldn't work.
Not to mention a lot of types of goo have very high freezing temperatures, so
We don't know though, so we don't know if it's low or high.
I have a lot of spells, but no freeze
you have
spells.
ice
I would
spell.
also like to say
No.
that at this point, because Kane attacked it 7 times, it is now moving faster.
Great.
Is there a
You
wall
guys-
behind
Oh,
us?
Put it in the bag.
You guys
Put it
now
back.
have to start. You guys now actually have to start walking backwards, otherwise you'll be swallowed by it now.
How
Put it in
close
the
is the
bag.
wall
It's-
that the goo would move towards?
It is not that far away from you.
Okay, guys, I have an idea. This might be pretty dumb, but it doesn't seem like we're gonna be able to get the goo in the bag. So, here's what I think. How about we bust that wall open and make the stupid goo go into the ocean?
Pollution? That's your
Also,
plan?
you realize that the sewers are here to make sure, like, Waterloo doesn't sink.
Yeah, it's fine. Waterloo will forgive us.
No, it
Actually,
won't.
The reason why you're getting rid of the goo is so that you can stop Waterloo from sinking. You're literally solving the problem with another problem that will cause the exact same problem.
You are
Nah, it's
helping
fine.
the goo do its job.
Also, why is God all of a sudden talking to the players as God as voice of reason?
It's just Dave yelling at me.
Why is the skeleton saying this is
It's
a bad
just
idea?
your patron screaming at Nimble. Nimble's going crazy because he can hear voices in his head.
Get on my
What
head,
if?
get on my head, get on my
Skeleton's
head.
just confused on why are we polluting the ocean.
Mino.
Yeah. Why if we try flushing it out with control water without destroying the walls?
Let's try it.
Okay.
All right.
I get as much water as I can from the surrounding streams and try to push it out.
Okay. Upon you using the water, you kind of just try and push controlling water. Water lifts off from the ground. Oh wait, pressure. I just put the bag in the goo, so it sucked it in. Will that work? 1 sec. What are the rules for the bag of holding? I mean, fudge me. Technically this does work. However, the goo is also multiplying, so depends on how fast the goo is multiplying.
Sure say, DM.
This is hard. Okay. I will say that
No.
you guys, the goo is still moving forward. However, if you put the bag of holding inside the goo, it will just kind of, it will move, but there will always be the exact same amount of goo because the goo's.
So it's just moving into the bag as it multiplies?
It's multiplying, so all of the multiplied goo is going into the bag.
It's like Majin Buu versus Kirby.
So it will basically be forever the exact same amount of goo.
Then we don't... Okay, so if we leave the goo at the same amount, if we leave the bag in there, then Waterloo would be fine forever.
Yeah,
There'd
and
just be
actually,
a
I have an
big thing
idea.
of
I know
goo.
exact place you can shove it into. Actually, do I even have the spell slot to do this?
So
No, I don't think I do.
So are you shoving the bag of holding 2.0 into the thing?
Huh, you know, actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Just like fucking trapping an infinite cycle of regeneration.
I cannot believe I gave you guys an item that saved Waterloo when it was in the room of useless items.
I don't think any of the items in that room was useless.
Yep. Hey, I hounded Leroy for a wand that could never hit its target.
Also, DM, was I able to pick up the gun? Because I asked, but I think you were busy with somebody else.
Yeah, I'll say that
Okay.
you did pick up the gun. So you now have a
How many
pistol.
bullets are in it?
There are 2 bullets that are in it currently.
I have some extra bullets I can give you.
Throw it over. I'm gonna take out that son of a bitch.
I just tossed 6 bullets.
I'm sorry. Who is the bitch? Who is
the son of the bitch, Furlon.
Oh, okay.
And his stupid companion.
Patron.
Stupid.
Also, now that we already took care of a crisis, I have a very important thing to tell everyone once we're all back together.
Okay.
Turns out
we're all together right now.
Okay.
Alright, then I'm gonna take this out.
Wait, hold on. It's not over yet. Upon using Mage Hand to shove the bag of holding into the goo is continuing moving forward, but you can tell that's not multiplying anymore. However, at this point, the goo stops, and bubbles begin to pop out of it. A hand comes through,
slicing the
then
hand.
a body,
Slicing the body.
and a shadow being is created.
Slicing the shadow beating.
Then more shadow beings come out and start multiplying.
Oh crap!
Can I flush him out?
So, currently, at the moment, before more shadow beings come out, I'll let you guys decide while there are 3 shadow beings staring you down.
Guys, what did
Fang
we do to
Pru,
get rid of the goo in Molten?
Fang Pru. The reason why shadow beings are appearing is because if you remember Molten, the goo makes the shadow beings.
So what did we do to get rid of the goo in Molten?
Divine intervention.
You didn't get, well, yeah, divine intervention is what got rid of the goo, yes.
Oh boy.
We have
you want to talk? You want to talk to your god again?
But then
That's what I would-
T-Lift's patron came out and summoned more.
And then what did you do to get rid of that?
Nothing. Molten's gone.
We ran.
It got destroyed.
We can't get rid of it.
Nope.
And the
I only have one option to
and
get
the
rid of
king
it,
is nowhere
but
to
it
be
will
seen.
eventually break out.
Long live Waterloo.
Well, Waterloo was
DM?
fun last.
I have. Oh wait, I already used my
No,
level.
Where's
DM,
our ship?
I've come to bargain.
Guys,
Dormammu.
where's our ship?
I've come to
Outside.
bargain.
In the harbor.
You guys
It's
can start
where?
running. The warlock equivalent. Oh yeah, I gave Fang
Yes,
Pru a
let's start
spell that
running.
he could summon his Patreon, as if
Wait,
it was
why
divine
would you do
intervention.
that? Why
Okay,
would you do that?
so where's our ship? Because we're gonna start running there and evacuating people.
It is at the docks, and technically, the Queen has already started evacuating citizens. So by this time, most of the citizens are probably out of Waterloo.
Okay, well, gang,
Already done.
let's get running.
Crap. If only I had something that could help.
Destroy
with
as many walls as you can as you leave. We need this place flooded by the time we're out.
Okay.
What the
so
hell?
I will let everyone choose what they want to do. Do they want to try something else, or do they actually want to start running?
And
It's
flooding the
cowardly.
place.
It's just cowardly. You know?
We have to sink it.
Do you have a planular travel spell or teleportation?
Oh, dimension door. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to use that.
So, what? Okay. So what we should do is destroy the wall on the other side, of like whatever hallway we're in, so that water will start rushing in, and dimension door up onto the surface.
Nimble, one thing. What if we flush it out and then we have free range of attacking, and maybe we can destroy it. In Molten, the whole mountain was covered in goo. This is a blob. This is a joke against it. But in Molten, the whole mountain was covered. Maybe we can defeat this one, since
But-
there are only 3
okay.
shadow beings. But I can't attack with my full potential
DM,
in
quick
this
question.
small
It's not a
area.
creature, but I have to do something really weird. While they're discussing this, I'm gonna try to cast Hold Monster on this blob.
This man said hold monster.
It's not a monster.
Hold. Wait a second.
It's
Hold
a
up.
blob.
Fudge, he got
Yeah,
nat
it's not a
20.
monster
Okay.
though. Otherwise, my banishment would have
So
worked.
while you guys are discussing this, a
Fair.
flash of light happens, and on Fang Pru's shoulder, you guys see a white cat with 2 tails, and you can literally see the galaxy through its eyes.
I'm not gonna question.
And it
you know
just-
what?
and it
Yeah,
says-
whatever.
Fang Pru, lovely to see you again. So, what's up?
God, what did you give it that voice? Oh my god.
Don't ask. I gave it that voice
Who
at the
has the
beginning when I
potion?
first summoned it.
Better idea.
It has that voice now. I couldn't come up with anything better.
Is there a nearby volcano?
No, we're in the middle of an ocean.
There is underwater volcanoes.
I would
All
like
right,
to get
close
rid of
enough.
the goo. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna
okay.
cast Bigby's hand, and I'm going to fist the ocean until I find an underwater volcano. Then.
We don't need
Let
that.
the DM talk.
Here's the problem with that. This
Yeah, it's
goo
too long
is
in
the
water pressure.
incarnation of another Patreon. A Patreon can't really undo another Patreon's work unless it's with some sort of incentive. Now, we could strike a deal where you give me something and I can get rid of it. But without incentive, I can't really do anything. Patreons have rules.
Give me your soul.
I mean, a soul
don't
would
have
do,
one.
but I'm
Oh,
guessing
better.
Fang is not the type of person to give me his soul.
Do it.
I don't
It's
even
a
have
fair
one.
sacrifice.
I don't have
It's
one.
it's a sacrifice
The
for the
cat
world,
looks
for the
o-
good of the world.
The cat looks over at Raz and goes, "Ooh, you could give me his. That would be a fair trade.
I don't
He's
even
already
have
dead.
one.
He's already dead."
What would happen to him?
Oh, that's simple. His bones would just fall to the ground, and he wouldn't be, and that skeleton body wouldn't be his anymore.
Yeah, I die. Wait, do I even have a soul?
Yes.
I think so.
That's literally the only
Yeah,
reason
I'm
why
not
you're
giving
still
that
there.
up.
Does it have to be a soul?
I mean, I just need some sort of incentive. It doesn't necessarily need to be a soul. A soul is basically just an example.
Will you take my pet frog?
How about
Oh.
how about a fish for a week? How about a fish for a week?
Correct.
What? Are you saying that you're gonna fish for the Patreon for a week, or that you're somehow gonna magically get a fish that lasts a week,
a week's worth of fish.
or a week's worth of fish?
I still have 2 magic flowers. The ones I got from Molten.
I mean, the frog would do. I would really like some fish.
Are you serious right now?
I guess so. Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
if you
use
gave
a
me the
frog.
frog, I mean, if you gave me the frog, that technically counts as a soul.
It is a soul.
No, I
soul.
Whitney, I need you to listen to me.
Are you really
You're
gonna
doing
get rid
something
of your
for the
frog?
greater good.
Are you really gonna like diminish something as like?
Is there anything else you can take that we have?
I mean, again, it's just incentive. I don't necessarily need a
I have
soul.
a gun.
I just need something that would interest me.
Oh. Crap.
Uh,
I would like
I
to
have-
actually
I can
enjoy some
give-
fish.
Nah, my loot isn't cool enough. I don't want to give away this awesome wand, though.
So, wait.
Jo-
So you're okay with fish
Sacrifice
for a
John.
week?
Sacrifice John. Yeah, that would work. I mean, again,
Sacrifice
it's
the
a
Patreon.
soul.
Patreon.
Kind of cheap patron is this?
How about Fangproof fishes for you, and I cook for you for the next week.
And I perform for you for next month.
I don't know. Make that a month, and then we got a deal.
I already said a month, so make it 2 months.
The fish. He wants fish for a month.
Are you making a deal for Mino and Fangpru to fish and cook?
No,
As
I'm
far
making a
as
deal for myself
As far
to
as
perform
I
for 2 months.
remember, this is okay. You know,
All right, I'll say it's a deal. After all, this is
Yeah,
actually
I get
getting
to
pretty
perform for a
tiring, so I
patron.
want this conversation to be
Thank
over.
God I get to keep my
Anyway.
pet.
The cat jumps off of Fangpru's shoulder, places a paw on the goo wall, and it just vanishes.
Okay, crisis averted. Now for our other crisis.
The 3 shadow beings.
I was not thinking that, but let's just cut them apart first.
The patron walks past the shadow beings, goes back to Fangpru and says, "All right, my job is done. Anything else before I go away?"
That's
No,
why I
that'll be
love
all.
my deity. He doesn't ask shit about from me.
I like how you had the role for your deity summoning. You know, like Lord Ghost, it was a once in a chance thing.
No,
80s are like
Fangpru got a
80s
natural
like-
20.
Which would
could we
actually be
do?
bad.
Nothing, your cool pet. Nothing, you're cool. Pets him. Thank you very
Where's
much.
the roll?
All right, peace out. And then
80s are like celebrities.
disappears.
Patrons are like OnlyFans. In terms of getting attention, not in terms of content.
the difference between the Patreon version of Divine Intervention is that instead you have to roll a d20, and the closer to 20, it's basically just a normal roll without any pluses or minuses, just a normal roll. And when you do summon your Patreon, you have to offer him something before he can actually help you. So there needs to be an offering
let
involved.
me
Or ally.
let me get rid of this wall that could murder entire civilizations for just a month,
No.
a month's worth of fish and
This is a cat.
my
This is a
cooking.
cat patron. What'd you expect?
It isn't
Hey,
cosmic
in a
entity.
game called
This
Ninja
thing has
Crusade,
been
I have to
alive.
give. I have to
This
give a
thing has
dynamic.
been
Cats
alive for
really
far
like
longer.
fish. I could at least tell you that much.
But that's the thing, though. For a cosmic entity to obtain fish, he could literally like just tap paw once
Do you
and be
not
like,
know of the goddess Bast?
Do you not
"I do
understand
know of the
how?
goddess
Do you not
Bast."
understand
No.
how hard it is for a cat to fish?
Dude,
Kane, it's
it's
also
a
they can
cosmic
cast, like-
entity.
Okay,
Kane,
It
guys,
Kane.
back
doesn't
to the
need
game.
fish.
Guys.
It's also-
Guys. Okay, go ahead, Mino.
it's Kane, it's also not just about the fish, it's about the
It's
Okay,
it's
what's
about the
the word?
message behind it.
yeah, it's about the sacrifice, yeah, like how you would offer offerings to a deity. It's like an offering. We aren't just buying the fish. It's
It's
for
your
a
manual
patron.
labor.
Yeah, it's your manual labor. It's like for Fang, it's Fang gets the fish. I cook the fish.
Fang
and-
just gave me a really interesting question. Do I be really mean? Do I be a mean DM and I say that the bag of holding went with the goo? Or do I give him back the bag of holding?
He only said it was to get rid of the goo.
Fair enough. I'll say that the bag of holding is on the ground. There are
So-
3 shadow beings in front of you, though.
How big is the tunnel?
Pretty big.
I'm ready to
I mean, Mino, your head is like only just missing the roof. You're like, it's only just big enough to fit you. However, everyone else is fine.
So around 9 feet?
Yep.
10 feet? Okay, fireball is too big.
I'm just gonna
Wow.
fight it normally, so I'm just gonna roll initiative.
Okay, initiative. Reroll initiative?
Sure, may as well.
Also, DM, the next session, is it gonna, like the finale, is it gonna be 1 or 2 sessions?
The finale is going to
initiative.
stretch over 3 sessions.
Okay, lit. Sounds fun.
It is going to be fun. 19.
No, it's 21. 21.
Oh, 21. Kraz is 12.
Natural 20 on initiative.
16 in it.
Natural 20. 16.
Also, DM, how long would you say it's been in game that we've been?
It has probably
adventuring?
been multiple months now.
All right.
Like about 3 to 4 months.
You're not first in combat, yay.
Fang Pru is 18, so there we go.
What a surprise.
Digger, what
You
is
also-
your initiative?
Digger.
Sorry, I spaced out for a moment there.
What's your initiative, buddy?
One moment.
You should roll this. shadow
15.
creature.
15. Okay. Just below a nimble. And for once, we got an initiative where Fang Pru is not first.
It's shovel time, baby.
All right.
We
So
also had Leroy being first with initiative. I think that was also at first.
okay. So underneath here. And then 2 under here. And then I'm gonna put in their health. I'm scared. I'm actually like legit scared of my own creation. I'm legit scared of Kamui.
Is that the patron?
Make
No,
a counter
it's the
weapon
sword that I gave
to
Kane.
Oh,
Yeah, make
okay.
a counter sword Camely.
All right, first on the initiative is Kane.
Awesome, awesome. You said 3, right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
there's
have any
3 shadow
magic.
beings.
Combo is my only magical thing now. Thanks to Leroy leaving, I lost my magics. Alright.
I mean, you can do 7 attacks, right? Can't you just use one of the attacks to use your chains to pull them forward and then use your Kamui to slice them up?
Do that. Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
you commend me.
even
I could do
if-
slunge. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Scorpion, get over here.
Get over here. Okay, roll the hit.
I miss being a ninja.
Fang Pru said remember hydrate.
Alright, it's a 17.
Remember, hydrate. Yeah, water. Drink water. Be happy.
17 hit.
17. No.
Oh, really? Damn.
The
Alright,
shadow
well,
being,
next
you throw your chain at the shadow being, and it just kind of phases through him, and then comes back to you. The only response that the shadow being gives is a sort of husky.
Alright, it's another 17, but I will use a lucky feat to reroll that because I'm not gonna waste it. I'm not gonna go wasting attacks. 28 hit.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Would roll. The damage is 14, but it has to do me athletics against a grapple.
Okay. Athletics. That would be 13.
I rolled a 32.
Fudge me. Okay, he's grappled. So 14
Alright,
damage.
so doing the get over here. And gonna attack with Kamui.
All right. So roll to hit with advantage because grappled.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, good
what do you mean
thing you said
restrained?
advantage.
Oh well.
20 to hit with Kamui.
That's a hit.
Yeah, 35 damage. Alright, so that was what, 30
Okay,
attack?
so
Yes.
as you slice through the shadow being with Kamui, the shine of Kamui just radiates into the shadow being's eyes. You can slowly see the shadow being's body begin to dissipate. It's in a very weakened state right now.
So it's still alive, right?
Yep, it's still alive, just insanely, massively, obviously weak.
Alright, gonna check with Kamui one more time as my bonus action.
Alright. Roll to hit.
26 to hit for another 34 damage.
Okay, you got 33 more damage than you need to kill it.
Awesome. Great.
How do you kill this shadow being?
The same as in like you would with anime where you do the sword slice but you don't see it until like sheath the sword and
This
then
man doing a
it's
quick
like-
draw? I gotta learn how to
Pretty
do
much.
that.
You just
much.
walk. You just sword sheathed in its holder. Walk past the shadow being, and then it just then it just dies. You don't even pull out the sword. It just straight dies.
I gotta
Alright,
learn
so
how to do that.
That
now I
is
could
one
do an
shadow being
action
destroyed.
surge. I can do action surge to go after the other two.
Do you want to do that?
Awesome. Yeah, of course, absolutely. How far are the other two?
The other two
I still
are
haven't
like
even-
the other two are like 5 feet away from the first one. You can definitely attack it.
I hadn't even moved. Awesome. Great. Let's see.
Actually,
Down, surge.
actually, wait. You use the grapple to pull him towards you, correct?
Hmm.
They are
The
20
first
feet
one,
away.
yeah.
They are 20 feet away from you.
I have enough movement to move to him, so it's all right. That's cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I could move him to them. Let me see. Superiority diamond maneuvers. Charming, grappling, strike, parry, trip attack, sweeping attack. Ooh, are they within 5 feet of each other?
They are about 10 feet away from each other.
All right. If you would allow this, with my first hit, I would like to hit one closer to the other one.
So you want to
I'm gonna use
smack
it.
one of them into the other one.
Yeah, because my that will be with my first attack, and I will make a precision strike, which will add one my it would add a 1d10 to my attack roll, just in case.
All right.
So making a precision strike
So-
to bump one into the other.
Roll to do that.
So 1 attack with Kamui, and then a 1. Oh, never mind. Gee, I don't even have to use it. I rolled a 31 to hit it with 31 damage.
Fudge, man. Okay. 31. So that would be. There we go.
Yeah, dude.
So now that
Kamui
one's grappled.
slaps.
So now that one's grappled, and you're gonna.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
not grappled. It's not grappled.
Oh, okay.
It's not
31
grappled.
damage.
Yeah,
One of them.
So now they're right next to each other, which I'm gonna use my second maneuver called Sweeping Strike. Ha ha ha! I'm gonna get to hit both of them with a single attack. Here, look at this. I'll put it campaign right here. Haste, Sweeping Strike. When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to deal damage to another creature within 5 feet of the original target. No attack roll. I just deal damage to it.
You know, in D&D, everybody kind of thinks that the fighter is a boring character. You barely do anything. Then when
I
they
never
play as
said
the
that.
Then when they play as the fighter, they realize that the fighter is actually a lot of fun. But if you are the other players who are not the fighter in the party and you're playing with a level 15 or higher fighter, all of a sudden you realize it's pretty boring. Not because
It's a
you're
waiting
playing
game.
as the fighter, but simply because you're sitting there watching the fighter do a bajillion attacks and take 5 years before their turn's over.
Alright, so
The fire does
basically-
what
yeah,
the monk always wanted to do.
Alright, so
Oh,
it was a 20 to hit
Yes.
to the first initial guy, which I've already said it hits. But the damage also hits the second guy, but he gets a little more amplified damage, going from 33 to 37. So first guy takes 33, the other guy takes 37.
Okay. 37. One
And
of
if they're
them-
still alive, I still
All
have.
right. So, how do you kill the second shadow being?
The first one being a slash to the chest, the second one would have been decapitated.
All right. The shadow being just kind of dissipates into dust and vanishes.
And with that,
And
my
now
final
there
attack.
is one.
With that, my final attack.
Have you
Sorry,
finished
not
your
sorry.
Have you finished your turn?
One more attack actually. 23 to hit for 33 damage.
Okay.
That's the final.
How do you kill the final
attack.
shadow being?
Same as the first. Just walk past, not even unsheath my
Another
weapon, and there you go.
You gotta teach Raz how to do that.
All right. That entire fight, and only one person had a turn.
That's how weak those things were.
No, actually, that's how broken Kamui is.
Yeah. It's
Oh, that's how
it's
fighters
not the
fight.
shadow beings. It's not the shadow beings. It's Kamui.
It's a combination of Kamui and Kane.
But that's the thing. Kamui's main strength comes from blocking attacks. That's where his
not
strength comes
actually dealing damage. I know, not actually dealing damage.
from. Kane,
Uh,
that 37 damage thing.
Mhm.
If you got attacked and you actually succeeded in blocking it, and you used one of the points to double that damage, how much damage would you have done?
If it only doubles it, and I rolled 37, would have been, what is it? Damn it. It's 74 total.
He would have insta-killed any of the shadow beings, because a shadow being's health is 50 to 65 depending on how depressed the person was who got destroyed. So
Technically, not a lot anymore.
Yeah,
The more
so that's
distress, though, the less you have to stress. So
That's the
it's
thing,
something.
though. That's where sweeping strike comes in. If a fighter has to deal with a bunch of enemies that are grouped together, you can use sweeping strike. Hit the first guy.
I also
and if
did that
if,
move.
Yeah, I know. If the first guy hits, you can use a sweeping strike and deal damage to the second guy. Not even roll to attack the second guy. No, deal damage to that guy.
all right.
Yep.
So
It's very fun.
now that there are no shadow beings in the sewer and there are no massive goo walls, now what do you guys want to do?
All right, now
Sorry,
I'm gonna do
are we
the
out of
reveal.
initiative? Are we out of
Yes, we're out of initiative. You
You're out of
killed
initiative,
everyone,
there's
and
no
I
more
want to learn
fighting.
the quick draw. Anyway,
Right.
now on to our next crisis. Yeah, crisis. He just slowly pulls out a piece of paper.
Christ,
I have
All right.
good news and bad news.
I mean, don't we always?
Mainly bad news. He just shows
That
him the
happens
paper.
a lot.
Okay.
You know the paper, DM.
You guys watch as Raz pulls out a piece of paper that seems to be a commission from the Adventurers Guild. On the piece of paper is a picture of Digger, Fang, Kane, Mino, Nimble, and Leroy saying wanted by the Kingdom of Justice.
Wait, what?
100 million gold, dead or alive.
This.
Okay, I do have a good
I don't know where to
question.
start with this.
I have a very good question. Not for like the DM, like this is in character. What did I ever do in this circumstance to warrant
I
this
don't even know.
large
You were
of
playing.
a bounty?
I've been stuck in a dream for the past 7 years, so I don't know what any of you
Fell,
did
you
to
were there.
deserve this.
When
I
you
mean,
get
sure,
look,
I associate
Mr.
with these fellows,
Because
but that
Leroy did a heroic act.
Hey,
I'm not
Alright,
turning any of you in.
All right, so let me explain.
Yeah, okay.
So let me explain. Kane, remember when you were in when your first appearance in Molten and you were thrown into the shadow beings and you had to fight them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were basically part of
Thanks.
the party then. Digger, you were also at Molten.
What, really?
doing stuff,
That's
so
the reason? Wow.
You're technically a part of this party and helping them, so you're wanted now.
I
You're an
mean,
accomplice.
now, but like back
I mean,
then,
I
really?
understand that I am wanted. It's just like
So yeah,
For that
Raz
much.
pulls out a piece of
What
paper
else
that
do you
basically
do?
says that the Kingdom of Justice wants you dead or alive by the Adventurers Guild.
technically, we did commit crimes in the City of Justice, Digger. Whenever you accompanied me as we freed the maid from her execution.
I mean,
Which,
I
you know-
understand I've committed
Yeah.
several crimes, but that large of a bounty.
Fang Pru tried to
They
kill the king,
really
king
want you,
on
man.
sight.
I mean, to be
And
honest,
because of Leroy's actions and returning my stuff, I'm not doing it. I can't
So
do
what?
it. You're my friends.
If we found the paper or not, it still wouldn't change the fact that we're wanted. So,
Well,
if
no,
anyone
you
comes
know,
Dead
after
or
us,
alive.
Yeah, we'll know why.
your
I couldn't-
generosity.
I couldn't live without you knowing this fact.
Look, Mr. Rattly Bones.
Well, everyone.
Even if you didn't have your generosity, I assure you that if you attempted to turn us in, it would have not gone well for you.
No need for threats right now.
if we like it or not, we're all roped into this. So, I have a question for all of you. After we go up to the castle and defeat them, what's after that?
We have to clear this up somehow.
Yeah, but like, we don't know if that patron. I'm just worried for y'all.
Yeah, you have the universe's biggest bounty on you.
Maybe
And
that's
I
why
don't-
Leroy
I
left.
don't understand why. Yeah, that's probably why Leroy did this heroic act and suicided.
It's a dramatic pod. Just
Bless
listen
his
to
soul.
the thing.
You know what? I'm not letting them think he's weak. He didn't give his life because he was a coward and was scared of the bounty. No, he gave it so that we could keep moving forward. We're gonna go up to that castle and we're gonna show him.
You're gonna speak to their manager?
Yeah.
All right.
Make
I'm-
sure none
I'm
of this
down with
stuff
I'll
that.
use
happens
my
ever
shovel
again.
to dig their graves.
If
No,
they
no,
really
no,
think,
we're talking this out.
if they
Please just know
really
my
think
job.
that we're 100 million gold bounty threat, then we're gonna fucking be one.
No, that is the exact opposite of what we want to do.
I like that plan. I'll go with Nimble.
That is a horrible idea.
That
No,
that
that's
wasn't
for-
exactly
We
where
tried.
I was
Read a
going
whole
with
ass
We
that.
tried talking things out with them a long time ago, and you know what? We got clouded in a huge smoke cloud of souls. You weren't here.
I'm loving the
You-
whole talk about you guys trying to figure out how to stop yourselves from being wanted by the Kingdom of Algerath when you're planning on killing the king anyway.
You are planning on committing terrorism. Like,
Technically
already
speaking, this
done
would be
that.
committing a coup.
Right,
There's a
listen,
difference.
Look, if we're gonna
high
be
grade terrorism.
Alright, look, if
You're
we're
gonna
gonna
No
be
matter-
take
very,
me out of a damn job too.
How
All right,
about
Yeah,
we
as
deal with
as much
his
as I
first,
want
and
this
we get to our
conversation to
bounty
continue,
later.
as much as I would love this conversation to continue, our 2-hour mark has just, like, it's past minute.
elapsed.
It's 3 minutes past our 2-hour mark. And if I let this continue, we're going to go on for another hour just talking about what you guys are going to do when this is over.
Did you not hear what I was trying to say to everybody?
So,
Get your last
How
words in.
we
Get your
deal
last
with
words.
this at a later date.
so
We have much more pressing issues.
I'm afraid
Sounds good.
that at this point, we're going to have to cut this session out for today. So,
That's
next session is the beginning of the finale of Tales of Algerath.
Let's become criminals.
Okay.
I have been working on the ending for ever since the beginning, actually. I knew how this was going to end when it began.
The hopefully penultimate.
And there's a
episode.
little bit of a spoiler of what's going to happen in Mino's thumbnail. Like, in all of the thumbnails that Mino made for Tales of Algerath,
yeah.
there's a spoiler in the thumbnail, so yeah.
In the current
Neville
one,
has a
or
frog. Let's go.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna I guess go now.
Mm-hmm. So,
Bye.
By the way,
Yeah. yes, Digger?
I do have to state that Digger does look different wearing his full plate rather his half plate rather than his original getup.
Yeah. I can
So I
imagine
at
that.
least want in the final thing just him with a much more armored look to him underneath the poncho.
I see it. I know what it is.
And so, real quickly,
He probably swapped the hat out for something much more battle ready.
and so
by
real
this
quickly,
point.
because I need to ask this so that I can improve in the future. What do you think I should have improved on this session? Me as a DM.
I had fun.
Kamui
Maybe-
slaps, dude.
Maybe
Delivery.
one thing that could have been better was making the goo more pressing in the start. Like, because at first it was just a big wall and we were trying to get past it. But maybe if it was posing more of a threat, that we were under some sort of time limit. Like, we can't just sit around there and try to figure it out.
My
We have to
original
actually,
plot was that the pirates were gonna get the barrel of goo to the actual wall, chuck the goo in, and as soon as they see Fang Pru, shoot it. And if Fang Pru managed to stop them, then the pirate would have shot it anyway, and you guys were gonna be running out of the sewer as goo that if you touched it would turn you into a shadow being instantly, was chasing you. You guys stopped that plan, so I was just sitting here waiting for one of you to attack the goo so that I can start it.
But we
I
never
feel like
did
you could have
because it's really
Trapped
icky.
it. I feel like you could have pushed it more instead of waiting for us. But other than that, I think it was fun.
Yeah. I was sitting in my room being like, I didn't know what to do. Because I thought that I wasn't expecting Fang Pru to do the uncanny dodge. I didn't
so-
expect Fang Pru to do uncanny dodge into the bullet.
Yeah.
That was the
All right.
best. I get it.
Now,
What
does
were you
the
got?
huge spoiler have to do with Charlotte being in the picture?
Wait.
I
Wait, isn't
simply
Charlotte
just
not part of
didn't
the thing
delete
anymore?
it.
You know?
I
Yes,
didn't
did-
have time to.
Oh,
edit
okay, really?
the
Oh, okay.
picture.
Okay. It could
Alright.
be the fire castle. I mean, it really could be.
All right. And now I end this video. So,
All right,
thank you
great.
very much for watching. I hope you all did enjoy it. Like, comment,
I'm
subscribe, and all that
actually here
good
for
stuff,
the
and
end
I will see
slate.
you in the finale session. Bye. Say goodbye, my lovely adventurers.
Bye bye.
Once I'm here at the end
Oh.
slate. Peace.